Over 180 economic experts globally have resonated in their solution for Sri Lanka's debt crisis as a cancellation of the island's nation's debt. Speaking to The Guardian, they stated that while it would pave the way for recovery, hedge funds are holding back on the much-needed debt relief the country seeks as part of securing a $3 billion loan from the IMF. According to 182 economists and development experts from around the world, some of the world's most powerful hedge funds and other investors are holding up vital help for crisis-hit Sri Lanka by their hardline stance in debt relief negotiations. In a statement released to The Guardian yesterday, the group said extensive debt cancellation is needed to give the economy a chance of recovery and that Sri Lanka would be a test case of the willingness of the international community to tackle a looming global debt crisis. The group, including the Indian economist Jayati Ghosh, Thomas Piketty, the author of the best-selling book Capital, and Greece's former finance minister Yanis Varoufakis, said private sector creditors such as investment companies and hedge funds are preventing a deal. The statement said that debt negotiations in Sri Lanka are now at a crucial stage and that all bilateral, multilateral and private lenders must share the burden of restructuring with assurance of additional financing in the near term. Private creditors own almost 40% of Sri Lanka's external debt stock, mostly in the form of international sovereign bonds, although the higher interest rates levied on the bonds mean they receive more than 50% of external debt payments. The group of economic experts noted that such lenders charged a premium to lend to Sri Lanka to cover their risks, which accrued them massive profits and contributed to Sri Lanka's first-ever default in April 2022. They added that lenders who benefited from higher returns because of the risk premium must be willing to take the consequences of that risk. Sri Lankan officials have been carrying out negotiations since an economic crisis forced the Sri Lankan government to default for the first time in the country's history last spring and work a financial agreement with the International Monetary Fund. Sri Lankan officials are currently waiting for India to announce its final decision by the end of January regarding the request to restructure its debt, while also resuming talks with China regarding the restructuring of the debt owed to China. A loan from the International Monetary Fund will only be provided once the Washington-based organization is confident Sri Lanka's debts are sustainable, but the 182 economists fear the tough stance adopted by private creditors will result in a poor deal for Colombo. The statement by the 182 economists and development experts added that the Sri Lankan case will provide an important indicator of whether the world, and the international financial system in particular, is equipped to deal with the increasingly urgent questions of sovereign debt relief and sustainability. It added that it would also indicate whether the international financial will be able to ensure a modicum of justice in international debt negotiations. Therefore, the experts emphasized that it is crucial not only for the people of Sri Lanka but to restore any faith in a multilateral system that is already under fire for its lack of legitimacy and basic viability.